The Siege of Vardos Prime, 18 BBY. The Empire had ruled for only a year. To most citizens, the transition from Republic to Empire felt almost peaceful. The same ships, the same uniforms, the same officers, the same war heroes. But underneath it all, something had changed. Fear replaced loyalty, and nowhere was that clearer than on Vardos Prime. Act 1. The Ghosts of the Republic. Rain fell constantly on Vardos Prime. The planet's skies were permanently stained by refinery ash and reactor exhaust, turning every sunrise grey. Deep within the industrial underlevels of the capital city, old clone barracks still existed beneath Imperial occupation zones. Most had been abandoned, but not all. Inside Sector Aurek 19, a hidden detachment of the 501st Legion remained stationed under temporary Imperial authority. Officially, they were awaiting reassignment. Unofficially, they were being phased out. The clones noticed things disappearing. Old Republic banners removed, clone officers transferred, Kaminoan scientists executed, supply chains cut, younger TK stormtrooper recruits replacing veterans. And then came the order. A classified transmission from Imperial High Command. Archive purge authorized. At first, the clones didn't understand, until they discovered what the Empire had hidden beneath Sentinel Spire. Cryogenic vaults, thousands of clone records, experimental units. Injured veterans, living brothers scheduled for termination, not retirement, erasure. Leading the 501st detachment was CT-41 Vale. Once an officer under Anakin Skywalker during the Outer Rim sieges. Vale was old by clone standards now, scarred, exhausted, accelerated aging already setting in, but still dangerous. He had served the Republic his entire life, and for the first time, he realized the Republic was gone. That night, inside an abandoned refinery chapel, Vale gathered his men. No speeches, no grand rebellion, just one sentence. They're killing our brothers. And every clone in the room silently loaded their weapon. Act 2. The Harbinger falls. The Empire responded immediately. Governor Malrek, Imperial Overseer of Vardos Prime, ordered martial law, district lockdowns, aerial suppression, clone executions. To crush the uprising quickly, he deployed ISV Harbinger, the Ravager-class siege vessel. Citizens watched in terror as the enormous black ship descended between the city towers like a moving fortress. Floodlights swept the streets. Loudspeakers echoed, "Compliance ensures survival." Stormtroopers poured from its deployment bays. But Governor Malrek underestimated one thing. The clones had fought wars long before the Empire existed. They knew how to disappear inside urban combat. They knew how to break larger armies. And most importantly, they knew Imperial equipment better than the Imperials did. Hidden across the refinery district, clone veterans activated old Republic weapons caches buried since the Clone Wars. Then came the shot. From the upper ruins of Processing Tower 12, ARC Trooper, CT-6116 Wraith, fired a Republic SP-83 anti-armor launcher. The missile struck beneath the Harbinger's left stabilization wing. The ship began to die immediately. Sirens screamed. The vessel tilted sideways through the rain. Its giant solar arrays sheared through transit bridges and communication cables as it spiraled toward the city center. And then impact. The entire district shook. Fire erupted across the plaza. The Harbinger crashed beneath Sentinel Spire itself. That was the moment the rebellion became a war. The City of Fire. For 6 days, Vardos Prime burned. The fighting spread district by district. Not open warfare, street warfare. Brutal, close, personal. Clone squads moved through, maintenance tunnels, abandoned metro lines, factory conveyor systems. Stormtroopers controlled, rooftops, checkpoints, air support, orbital surveillance. Every meter of the city became contested. Citizens began choosing sides. Some hid the clones, some betrayed them, some simply tried to survive. But stories spread quickly through the Undercity. The old Republic soldiers are fighting the Empire. And suddenly the clones became symbols, not soldiers. Hope. The data core inside the crashed Harbinger was something even more valuable than weapons. The Imperial Archive Nexus, encrypted files revealing clone termination orders, secret prison locations, black site facilities, Project Necromancer research references, names of sympathetic senators marked for elimination. Both sides understood the stakes immediately. If the clones transmitted the files off-world, the Empire's crimes would become public. If the Empire recovered them, the uprising would vanish without evidence. So the entire Siege of Vardos Prime became centered on one thing: the wreck. Act 4. Vader arrives. On the 7th day, the sky changed. Imperial Star Destroyers emerged through the clouds above Vardos Prime, and with them came Darth Vader. Not because the rebellion threatened the Empire militarily, but because it threatened the narrative. The clones were war heroes. If they openly rebelled, others might begin asking why. Vader landed personally at Sentinel Spire, and the moment he entered the battlefield, everything changed. Stormtroopers advanced fearlessly behind him. Clone communications collapsed into panic. Some clones still remembered him as Anakin Skywalker. That made it worse. Vale saw him only once, a black silhouette moving through smoke and fire, while blaster bolts curved harmlessly away, like war itself walking toward them. The last march of the 501st, realizing they could no longer win conventionally, Captain Vale made one final decision. They would destroy Sentinel Spire, not for victory, for proof. If they overloaded the Spire's reactor, the archive data would broadcast automatically across nearby systems before the tower collapsed. The clones launched their final assault at dawn. Rain hammered the city. Fires still burned from the Harbinger wreck. Every surviving clone marched openly through the plaza toward the Spire. No stealth anymore, no retreat. Just brothers advancing together one last time. Stormtroopers filled the streets. ATST walkers opened fire. E-web cannons tore apart the front lines, but the clones kept moving, because for the first time in their lives, they were fighting for themselves. The duel beneath Sentinel Spire. At the tower entrance, Captain Vale confronted Vader directly. Not to win, just to buy time. The surviving clones reached the reactor core while Vale held the corridor. Their battle became legend among survivors. Blue clone armor against black obsidian steel inside a hallway lit only by red emergency lights. Vale knew who Vader really was, and in the final moments he asked, "Did the Republic mean anything to you?" Vader answered with silence. Then his lightsaber ignited. Act 5. The Fall of Vardos Prime. The reactor detonated minutes later. Sentinel Spire collapsed through the heart of the city. A shockwave consumed the district. Imperial surveillance systems failed instantly. And across nearby sectors, fragmented transmissions burst onto civilian frequencies. Clone executions. Imperial prison records. Evidence of atrocities. The truth escaped. Barely. Most of the 501st died that day. Official Imperial reports declared all traitorous clone elements neutralized. But whispers spread through the galaxy afterward. Stories of clone troopers who stood against the Empire. Stories of Vardos Prime. Stories the Empire could never fully erase. Epilogue. Years later, during the Galactic Civil War, rebel operatives searching the ruins of Vardos Prime found something buried beneath the destroyed Harbinger wreck. An old clone helmet, blue-striped, cracked by fire. Inside, etched by hand, were the words, "For the Republic, for our brothers."